So yeah, the Finger Lakes Freshet is a few different gravel routes around the Finger Lakes, starting and ending in Ithaca. It's more of a ride than a race. Folks are encouraged to ride together at a leisurely pace and chat and have a good time rather than... I mean, you can go out and just completely destroy yourself and not sleep, but that's not what I would recommend. So,
there were a couple things that I particularly really liked about the Freshet. So I had never done a bike race before, or like an organized bike challenge. This was my first time. And so why I decided to do the Freshet was because it was advertised more as like a social challenge. It wasn't really for racing, and because I'm not a fast person.
Yeah, I'm not either.
And so I really appreciated the camaraderie that went with this bike race. And I guess most of all, there were 3 options. So people could decide if they wanted to do like the 50 miler, the 150, or the 500th. And so I felt like you could really bring in a lot of people from different backgrounds, different abilities, and like time constraints. And so I think that was really great.
Did you know that word Freshet mean?
I had thought it was freshest until I saw it written out in email.
Yeah.
It's like Freshet. No, I did not know.
Yeah, I think we saw that. That was it's kind of an old-fashioned word. I talk about the great freshet of the spring, the spring runoff and the snow melt. You know, it all comes down the waterways and everything's kind of rushing through. Yeah, but I think this was wetter than average. We had 4 massive rainstorms in a row.
That's right.
We do often have a beautiful stretch of weather in early May. We didn't this year, though.
Like it was nice before the race, and then the day after you finished,
it
was a blue sky.
Yeah, so I had a GoPro camera with me and mounted on the handlebars, and was thinking maybe we could go through some of the footage. So I'll press play. Is that all right?
Yeah, go for it.
There's me with my high-tech rain jacket.
There's you. Me.
And where'd you get that?
I got it at arcade for like 50 cents.
And it's kind of your good luck.
Yeah.
There you go, John. You all set there, Jody? Oh yeah. This is probably the worst, one of the worst spots. I'm flying through here trying to catch up because we did have a detour in town. I wanted to be the first to get people through that detour. Woohoo! Oh no! Getting left behind. Oh, I thought you were wearing Bloodstones.
I almost wiped out right there trying to wave.
That would have been bad. There's Udi. So your husband Udi had some Achilles issues.
Achilles, yeah.
It is hard to do a big ride early May like this, I think.
Yeah, we only had started biking like the 2 weeks prior to the race, for the year.
Yeah.
Because it was snowing.
This was the downhill on Hammond Hill. It was very wet, muddy.
My tires were pretty bald.
Oh yeah.
I really struggled. Slipping and sliding.
Next year though, maybe some treaded tires. Great.
Probably.
There it is. There's our sign. Gravel cyclist's favorite sign. Limited use seasonal road. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
That was probably the biggest puddle of the whole route.
But definitely not the last.
Yeah. And a lot of times you could go around.
They were pretty easy, to manage. And
the route will change next year. We're going to take out some of the gnarliest sections. Holly V. Oh, slow down. down, slow down. Oh boy. Hey, Paul.
Water.
Some
Yeah.
holy water.
It really was.
Having club moss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Euro techno. The beats I need.
That
Downhill
was...
on gravel is so exhilarating.
Oh, it is, yeah.
And of course with my bald tires I'm braking
Oh,
like the whole
okay.
time. This was actually one of my favorite parts for as wet as it was. It was very spooky.
And then we made it to Paul's camp.
Yeah.
Welcome! You found us! Where'd the hot dogs go? We all gone?
I set them on the table. They were starting to dry and get kind of.
Okay.
All right.
Hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
Paul. Water. We'll be walking. This is a steep hill. Ecruce Road coming out of Speedsville. Low gearing is recommended. Sorry to get you pushing, Paul.
It's all right.
Your glasses are fogging up.
I know it.
Gonna recording Jake coming up the hill here. How was the Speedsville General Store?
It was good. They had homemade donuts.
Okay, here's the pond in Shindagan. And right across from it is Trilliums. What? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Trilliums. Trilliums. Erin, we caught ya. How you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
Good. I'm filming Leonard for posterity. This is one of the favorite gravel roads for the group ride. They did a poll a couple years ago. Yeah. Sean Nepal. Uh-oh. This side, snowdrops of the log, and then the other side, May apples and ferns. Hey, Jamie!
After that, we were like, why don't we stop and say hi to Jamie? But we were going down a hill, and it was like, oh, there's Jamie, and then we were already by him. But that was cool to have some spectators or
Yeah, a little
support.
morale boost.
What ho! A market! The Alevsky Wall. You better be careful. We're solidly in Cornell Dropouts turf here. Yeah, it's like you make it up the wall, and then you get a washed out wall.
Did you have any run-ins with local bike gangs? Cornell Dropouts or
No.
the Great Pie Gang?
Wish I did.
I don't know. You might be lucky.
slick. Gears locked up. Wrapped around my bottom bracket. Deputron. It's a transformer. Probably more of a French pronunciation though, right? Deputron. Gradual pavement descent. Guess this is what separates the mountain bikes from the gravel bikes. Oh, a market. This looks good. Oh, exit. I'm going in through the exit.
I was not using fenders, front or back.
Oh yeah, nor was I.
Which made it very challenging to
Paul's
see.
clean though.
Look how happy he is.
And speaking of mud, actually, this is one of my proudest kind of bike hacks. This is a bottle cap that was on another bottle, and you click this button and it springs open, so it protects the top of your bottle from mud.
Goodbye, champagne gravel. Mixed drink, yeah. Kind of a mystery drink. What do you call these, Paul? Red Eft? Eft. Keep an eye out for these guys. Don't run them over. Beautiful spot. It's the great freshet of the spring!
Thank you, Bob Nunick.
Trail magic! Was so happy to run into this.
Top of Connecticut Hill. Texas Hollow Road.
There's a lean-to right up there, 2.2 miles. You're not supposed to bike it, but I walked my bike up to it one time.
Backbone Trail. Pretty flat. A little muddy. Oh, you got a stick. You're trailing a stick.
Okay, so this is where we separated, right before the Backbone Trail.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you guys kept going straight. I had one more hill, and then it was basically 20 miles all the way back down to Ithaca. The Black Diamond Trail, to me, indicated that I was in the home stretch, and the 10 miles to get there felt like it was the one thing keeping me from finishing.
Yeah.
And so I just put in some headphones, listened to some techno music, and as soon as I got into Stewart Park, the pavement was broken, and it kind of like wedged up like that.
Oh, yeah.
I was feeling pretty confident I was almost done, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah.
And I did, but I couldn't really clear it, and so I actually had a really hard crash, which could have easily been avoided if I just took the flat road.
Oh man.
And so
You're crawling across the finish line.
Udi was there, Sandra and Matthew were there, some other biking friends.
Oh,
and,
nice.
They brought some warm hot drinks, and it was dark and celebratory, and it was great. I feel really good about it.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the hardest things I have done, but yeah, I definitely would do it again. And I probably could have done 75 miles and 75 miles, but I ended up doing like 60 and 90, something like that, just because, you know, the Black Diamond Trail is so downhill at the end. To bike less in order to hang out with people and have a morale boost, I think goes so far.
Yeah.
When you can do something that will increase your spirits and make you feel good, it's totally worth it.
Speaking of morale boost, this was our breakfast stop in Watkins Glen. We got some donuts. Paul also got some brake cleaner because his brakes weren't working too well.
Take See, we have sun. Maples on Maple Lane. Maples, 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 and Paul!
Probably a gravel.
rough grouse. Got a valley ahead. I think it could be Hammondsport.
It was so fun to, one, be done, and two, to keep watching your dots. I was like refreshing every half hour to see where you guys were.
Is this champagne gravel? I think so. No, I don't think this is Hammondsport. It'll be over that next hill, unfortunately. We're pushing up a hill. I think it would have been rideable, but Paul's having some strange ankle pain from, I guess, just riding so much early in the season. We put on some KT tape, which worked some of its magic, and he took some vitamin I, so hoping to turn things around here as we come up to the last hill for bombing down into Hammondsport. Oh yeah! Oh, too fast, too fast! Oh, there it is! Finger Lakes! Oh boy, lean back. Okay, good morning. Climbing up out of Hammondsport. Massive, slow climb. Sad to have left Paul. Had some strange ankle pain and swelling. It was getting worse yesterday, and I think his hydraulic brakes were failing him. We don't really have a way to repair that in a small town. I'm gonna try to catch Jake so we can ride together, but he's, I think, about 40 miles ahead. Unexpected sunshine. This will finish drying out my shoes. Started to dry, or they got mostly dry, maybe 80% dry in the hotel last night. Awesome place. Cheapest place in town, happened to be right on the lake. There's a hose outside of the office that let us wash down the bikes. That might have been in their own self-interest. Oh boy, looks like I'm taking a right. Well, we'll see what this means. Road closed. Oh shit. Okay, traffic cones. Maybe that was the end of it. Not too bad, maybe a mile of peanut butter. Don't ride the ridge, bro. That's what they call muck. Muck soils. This was a wetland that I guess farmers drained back 100 years ago, and it's all organic matter built up from the peat. It gets compacted and some of it blows away and washes away every year. So it used to be the height of where I am now. It's maybe 10, 15 feet lower than me currently. I'm gonna have to put on my sunscreen. Glad I brought it. In my lowest gear, and Wood Hill Road hasn't really gotten going yet. On gravel map, this is listed as the worst road of all time. There's still a house about 1,000 feet up the road, and then it turns to chaos. Okay, here we go. Here's some more challenge. I'm walking, by the way. I've been for 10 minutes. Okay. This is more what I remember. This was on the gravel race series a few years ago. Roadies did not like it. Still on Wood Hill. Leveled out a little bit, so I think it's rideable and just so verdant through here. Got these at the grocery store. See you on the other side. On champagne gravel. And the beat drops. Oh, too fast, too fast. Oh, okay, slow down, Bryan. Whoa. Okay. Slick over hard. Alright, this is like my ideal gravel, narrow road, strangely smooth in some areas just for lack of use. And break pie country. Gotta watch out for the grape pie gang. I got my hand signal ready. Naples is one of the hilliest areas of the Finger Lakes. Highest amplitude between valley and peak. Just beyond that one, Bear Hill. Birthplace of the Seneca Nation. And there used to be a sign for Naples calling it the Little Switzerland of New York.
Were you enjoying the solitude? Did you wish you had company?
I hadn't done a big tour by myself in a while, and I forgot that it is kind of lonely out there, especially when it gets into the evening. Yeah, and there's a huge urge to just, when it starts getting dark, to stop early. And if you're trying to put on miles, you really need to be riding till like 10 or 11. But yeah, my friend Matthew joined me through Naples, which was awesome.
Okay, folks, on our right is Japanese knotweed, an invasive weed that in the early stages, when it's 6 or 8 inches tall, it's just like asparagus, these sprigs sticking up. Oh, and here's actually another invasive, garlic mustard, which you can also eat. So for those of you who... Another invasive! An invasive cyclist. For those of you who are foraging your way through the freshet, good to know those two plants. Okay, this is the Harriet Hollister double track. One tire track ahead of me. Must be Jake. Still probably 4 or 5 hours ahead of me. I think I'm only gonna catch up to him if I do some late nights. Oh, there it is! Look at this old train station. Canadice, New York. Who's this guy? Little connector trail around Canadice Lake. There's the lake. Whole lake, I think, is protected for Rochester's water supply. It's one of the only Finger Lakes, I think, that there's no development on. Still going. This is maybe 2 or 3 miles in. Got the lake over there. Oh boy. More double track. I thought this is going to be a little bit more technical. I think it turns technical at some point. Another lake headed south this time. Gosh, is this one not developed as well? I gotta look that up. It's a water treatment plant or some kind of water infrastructure. These people in Rochester drink a lot of water. Okay, things got real. Single track. Single track. Buddy, single track. Rudy, single track. Narrow, single track. Alright. People get the idea. Hiking up this trail again. I think it's called Rob's Trail. And we've got some more trilliums. Official sign, the Freshet. Okay, it's leveling off here, but that was pretty steep, rooty climb, and I walked most of it. So beautiful. Here we go. Genesee Valley Greenway. Very green indeed. Got my new spare set of socks on today. They felt good for about 5 minutes while I was getting ready my sleeping bag, and then I had to put my soggy shoes on. Alright, down tree number 16, I think, over the whole route. Wow, look at that. It's like a triple tree. Okay, maybe like a thunder strike? That's unreal. What vista. Alright, we're on the little road running parallel with Letchworth, right before popping into the single track. This is in the vicinity of the Genesee Valley Pathfinders, a group of cyclists that does kind of historic themed rides, some of them involving train rides, and run by James Reynolds, esteemed architect, designer. Okay, Letchworth single track. Just made it through the muddiest section of the trail so far. It's dried out, thankfully. But every 100 yards you get a little washed out stream crossing. I stopped here. I'm going to walk this little route. It's off camber, you probably can't tell. I didn't want to slip down and down and down. We get a bit of a view of Letchworth right on the side of the bank here. It's scary. Jake was riding this at night. That's nice. My hands and arms are shot, so looking forward to some smooth rail trails. Okay, Genesee Greenway. Got my belly full in Mount Morris, and
oh, that looks so good.
Yeah, it was always nice to get hot food.
About 5:30, I'm trying to make it by 8 to the REI in Rochester to get some more chain lube. I burned through a whole bottle of wax. Wasn't cutting it in wet conditions, so stupid. 29 and 30, maybe? Yes, 29 and 30. Still on the Greenway, and bumped into JP. Came down from Rochester to say hello. He was doing the Rockstar in Virginia, and saw the Finger Lakes Freshet on Trackleaders, and doing some good dogs in the rain. Yeah. So this is great.
Oh, that's gotta that feels so good.
Yeah,
when
it was
you're by
awesome.
yourself and then a friend comes along.
Well, I wanted to get to REI for the bike shop, to get a few things. They closed at 8. I get there at 8:05. Doors locked. So I headed down the canal path. A couple gas stations in Fairport. Gonna get some 3-in-1 oil. Okay, it's Thursday morning and it's chilly. It's supposed to be a warm, sunny day, but it's raining with a high of 52. But my spirits are buoyed because I actually stopped early last night. I was initially thinking of trying to catch Jake so we could ride together to the finish, but I got tired and stopped around 10 and stayed with a friend actually in Fairport. So that's not self-supported, so I'm gonna get an asterisk next to my name on the website, but that's okay. I'm not really racing anyways now. Looking forward to the Muddy Waters Cafe in Palmyra. But yeah, it's been kind of nice. I got my GPS charging. I know where the canal trail is very well marked, so don't need it for a couple hours at least. Well, folks, I'm on the straight and narrow. Just when you thought, okay, rail trail is pretty well drained. Canal trail. Trail turns into a canal. Look at that. This bike is amphibious. Well, I was excited to get to Howland Island, which is an excellent birding refuge.
So
It's a lake.
It's a lake.
Is
yeah.
there fish?
Look at that fish. I'll remember this for our foraging challenge. That guy. I get him. Fishing by bicycle. Holy cow. Well, I needed a new bottom bracket anyways. Look at this funky beetle I just found floating in the water. It's got these mites crawling all over it. Oh my gosh. Nature.
Carrion?
Carrion beetle.
Perhaps.
There you go, little guy. So nice through here. There's another pond off to the right. Beautiful gravel. Here's what the barrier looks like. Yeah, it's about 4 feet tall. So I'm gonna take my water bottles off and a few other heavy things and then hoist it over. Great little nature trail coming into Skaneateles. Had quite a bit of pavement before that, which I don't mind at this point. Chilly this morning, high of 44 today. Yesterday, I actually had the rare forethought to buy a $10 sweatshirt at a gas station.
They had three sweatshirts. 2 of them were cotton, and this one was polyester, which I wanted for moisture wicking. So here we go.
From the bottom of my heart.
IPGAF.
Just entering the Bear Swamp State Forest. Hopefully it's not too swampy. We're actually up on top of a hill, so I would be surprised. I know there's good cross-country skiing through here. I'm out of water. I should have filled up down at Skaneateles Lake, but I didn't want to carry 3 bottles up the hill. It's only been 5 to 10 minutes. I get a little panicky though. Nice rocky, well-drained road, relatively gravelly. Rear brakes. The inner pad had just almost completely worn out. Good lesson to, if you're doing the 500, start with fresh brake pads. Come into Summerhill State Forest, and my bike is on its last legs. I don't know if it's even going to make it to Groton. The rear gears are moving all over the place. I'm constantly accidentally shifting between one gear and the next because it's so wobbly. It's a little bit better now. I just dumped about half a bottle of chain lube on the sprocket. This is a roadie's dream right here. Well, the route doesn't go through Groton. I was planning on stopping in Skaneateles at a convenience store on the way out of town, but it wasn't there. It wasn't where I thought it was. I said, well, that's okay, there's a town coming up. And it turned out that town didn't have a convenience store or anything. I'm actually gonna go without food, which is rare for me because we're close to the finish here, just 20 miles. All right, getting close to Ithaca. I also just screwed in the B limit screw as far as it would go to give the wobble as much slack as possible, and that helped a little bit. This is kind of comical, pulling into town with a broken down bike. This is what the Freshet did to me. Starting to feel a twinge of a muscle cramp from lack of eating, I think. But I think as soon as I hit the top of this hill, it'll be all downhill to the finish. Oh, there's Cayuga Lake. Hey, hi. Hello.
Thanks so much for being there at
Oh
the end.
yeah, it was so great.
And there's Sammy. And yeah, and you took this clip.
The dock is really moving out there. Oh boy.
I was
Yeah.
concerned about you.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, he finishes, he's gonna fall in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, thanks so much for providing some commentary. And,
it was really great to see how the rest of your trip went. How'd you handle like riding in continuously damp clothing? Did you have dry spares? Were you able to go to a laundromat in towns? Because you don't want to like chafe or have saddle sores.
I had 2 chamois and I had 2 pairs of socks, and so I wore my first set for the first 3 days, and then dried them out in the hotel. So I actually wore them day 4 as well. Yeah, I think for next year I'm gonna plan on, rather than just one night of a hotel, that second night. But I think next year I'll also bring like some plastic bags that I could put on. So if you have dry socks but your shoes are still damp, you can put them on over, so your socks will stay dry for a little bit. But yeah, to kind of fight through the urge to camp, to set up camp or quit, like when it starts getting cold and dark out. I think next year I'm going to schedule my hotels in advance.
Did you know where you were going to stay at the start of each day?
No idea. But the nice thing about the route is that there's like 25 state forests. So you can at least do a kind of a primitive camp as long as you're 100 feet away from a stream
Right.
or a trail or road. And then on the Erie Canal Trail, of course, there's the locks, which most of those they allow camping on. And did you stay pretty warm throughout, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, the chilliest times was because you're biking in the rain and you're working up a sweat, so you're probably like wet on the inside, wet on the outside. Was like the pauses. Part of the reason I kept going was just because you would get cold pretty quickly, but with all the elevation, you warmed back up so fast.
I'm impressed by people that can take a short break at a convenience store and not spend an hour there. Do you think you'll do the 500 next year?
I would like to. I would have done it this year if I didn't have to work. Gosh darn jobs. But yeah, especially next year for some Great Divide training.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we'll hopefully commission you for the official participation prize for the Freshet.
Yeah, totally. Would love
first
to.
year, so.
That's an honor.
And we'll see you out on the bike.
Totally.